So what we're going to do is we're going to start with Coach Jack's opening statement. Then we'll take questions from the student athletes. Raise your hand, state your name, and your media outlet you're working for, and who you're addressing the question to. Once we're done with the questions for student athletes, we'll let them leave. And then Coach Jack will take your questions. So Coach, whenever you're ready.
Ms. Sue, thank you so much for bringing your class to see us. What a gutsy performance that was by our team. I just really enjoyed watching them figure it out. They're asking me questions, figure it out. You know, and I'm like, this is the microcosm of life. You got to figure it out. And we might not have more points than the opponent, but it's my responsibility to help young people grow so they can figure it out, this life thing. So proud of the young ladies beside me, but so proud of the whole team and how we just stepped up to the plate and became, you know, what we call womaning up. And so we're going to enjoy this as long as we can. Well, we got a week to enjoy this. We don't have a game until next Sunday, so we're going to really enjoy this. This is an incredible team, Clemson. We beat somebody special today.
Okay, we'll take questions from the two student athletes with us.
Justin Gershon, Syracuse.com. Layla and Shai, just how important was Sophie going out there and having that double-double for you guys?
So important. I feel like we definitely couldn't have done it without her and like her leadership and everything. And just the biggest thing for us was just like feeding off of her energy too. She came in and she was ready and she brought the team with her. So that was amazing.
How has she kind of set the tone for you guys too? I know she's one of the lone returners from last year. Just how important has she been for all the success that you guys have had?
Very important. She definitely helps me a lot with just like how, of course, like she's had experience in the system and everything like that. So coming in and just being able for like her to take me under her wing and helping me throughout the season, it's been amazing. And I feel like with her leadership, we're gonna make it far.
Andrew Delfiano with C8 Shai, you didn't have a phenomenal shooting day, but those free throws you stepped up to the line, very cool. What was going through your mind knowing, hey, it wasn't a great day, but I still got to find my form in these final free throws?
Yeah, my shots weren't falling, but I was just still staying focused on the little things, other things that I could do, like trying to rebound, just play defense, other things that get me going and get the team going, so.
Spencer Bealey, Newhouse Sports Media Center. Layla, a bit of a bounce back game for you after the last two. What went into your big performance tonight?
My teammates, I definitely couldn't have done it without them. Just them having my back and constantly just staying in my ear regardless of the situation definitely helped me a lot. So.
Reese Allen, 24/7 Q's Nation. Sophie, explain how it feels arguably to have one of your best performances of your collegiate career on Pink Day, for Play for K game.
Yeah, I mean, I know today just coming in that we're playing for something bigger than ourselves, playing for Tiana especially. I think it was just really important for me to, come out and play as hard as I can and leave it all out on the court. And I think this was just a really important win for us in general. So I think going into February and March, it really gives us a lot of confidence as a team. So yeah, it was really important to get that win today.
So we had 8 offensive rebounds. How did making plays like that kind of flip the momentum in a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've kind of been slacking on the offensive rebounds this year. So
Talk about that later.
so I just wanted to kind of come in and try to impact the game in ways that wasn't just scoring. So yeah, whether that was defense or offensive rebounds today, that was kind of my goal, and I think I did okay.
I mean, you also had 19 points. What was worked in shooting the ball today?
I think it was just like trying to impact the game outside of scoring, and then the scoring kind of just comes to me. So I think that was definitely just kind of coming off the offensive rebounds and that kind of thing.
Following up that, Mauricio Palmer, Daily Orange, sorry. Following up that point about the rebounds, 16 boards today, I was kind of wondering how you really developed that aspect of your game over the course of this season.
I think a lot of the times rebounding is just like the effort to go get it. And, if they're not going to box me out, then I'm going to try to get in there and help out the bigs a little bit on the glass. And, I think some of it was maybe a little bit of luck. It kind of come into my hands. But, just that effort to go get it. And that's what I was trying to focus on today.
Here we go, Maddie in the back row. Maddie Mushroom, News Channel 9. This could be for any of the student athletes. For you guys, Clemson was able to take the lead kind of later in the game. You guys were able to have a couple of stops and then translate offensively on the other end. What was kind of clicking well for you guys in those last couple of minutes to be able to, not only make those stops offensively, but also capitalize on the other end?
I felt like the biggest thing for us was just sticking to our principles no matter what the situation was. So whenever they did get that lead, I feel like our biggest thing was we're not going to freak out and we're going to stick to what we know.
Brady Platts, News House. Shy, in that last defensive stand, you were able to impact that shot and get that rebound. Could you take me through that defensive play for you?
Coming off of the timeout, my coaches were just like, rebound. So that's what I was very focused on. So I would just say, yeah, just trying to get a stop and get the rebound was my main focus. That's what I did. So.
A couple more questions for the student athletes, Justin.
Sophie, just how do you feel you've evolved, throughout your last 3 years here?
I mean, I think my game has kind of evolved in every aspect, I would say. I think especially my leadership, that's something I've really tried to focus on this year, kind of being an upperclassman and having so many transfers and, freshmen coming in. I really wanted to focus on my leadership, and I think, I've still got a ways to go, but I think that's kind of been where I've seen the most improvement in my game for sure.
This is for any of the student athletes. When a lot of people, have those 3 or 4 fouls, when there's a lot of foul calls going on, how do you remain aggressive but also, make sure you don't get fouled out the game?
I think that just comes down to discipline. We knew what our principles were, and we knew that we weren't going to overhelp. And I think we did a really good job of sticking to that as it got kind of down to the wire. And, still being aggressive is really important for us offensively, but then knowing defensively to kind of stick to our discipline. And I think we did a good job of that.
Layla, what makes you confident that this team could be successful here going down the final stretch of the regular season?
Definitely a lot of different things. I feel like the consistency that each of my teammates have, seeing them in the gym all the time, studying, our preparation and everything, and the faith that we all have in Coach Jack's plan for us. I feel like with all of those things, we're gonna definitely make it far. And I feel like I've seen it and I've experienced it on a few other teams, and just being able to have that experience and everything, we have what it takes. So.
Last question.
So if we kind of building off that physicality question a little bit earlier, when Uche gets that 4th foul and your offense kind of has to shift a little bit, what adjustments are being made now that you don't have such an impactful player in the middle there?
I think one of the most special parts about our team is that we're so deep, and we can, we have 5 people on the court constantly who can score. We can play defense, so. Obviously, Uche is a super talented athlete, and we want to go to as much as we can, but we also have the talent through the rest of the team that we can kind of just go to whatever's working, and I think we did a really good job of that today.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right, we'll take questions for Coach Jack now.
Before you ask the question, I just want to congratulate all of my colleagues on what they're doing. Knocking Maryland off #1 team in the entire country in lacrosse, and our men's basketball team, and what they've done in the last couple games has been really, really impactful and positive.
You always talk about how you want a blue-collar mindset.
Yeah.
How did Sophie kind of embody that, not just today, but throughout the whole year?
I tell you what, I got to be careful what we talk about. This is a song I love. It's called "Waging War" by C.C. Winan. I talked through the lyrics because I can't sing, and I told them what it means is we were taking back our territory, meaning that we gotta fight harder for something that we think we deserve. This is not a team that's been a top 20 team in a long time. And so if you want somebody to see you, you got to dominate something. And we really embody that. And so we go out and we work out. We go through our warm-up. We come back, and Sophie put on the board, "Waging War." And that's who she is. She wants to be told what you need from me, blue-collar style. We don't have to make it cute. You don't have to make it pretty. Tell me what you're looking for, and we will come after that. If nobody else come, I'll go. And I'm so proud of her.
When you first recruited her, did you think she would evolve into the player?
Absolutely. No, without a mustard seed of a doubt. When one of our former players, Stephanie Reed, said, "This is another one you got to go after because she's killing it over here in Australia." I watched the film, and she's not a young lady. She's a beautiful smile. She's a beautiful talent. But when she plays, she's locked and loaded. Her eyes are very focused on trying to be the best version of herself. after she committed to us, she was planning a tournament in Spain. I flew over to Spain just to watch her so she could know. I really, really, really am excited that you're going to be a part of this team, and I'm so grateful that it's all working out. But she's a pro. She's a pro.
What does this pink game and this pink day and Play for K game mean for you, seeing the fans come together and just get around the team around breast cancer?
So many people are battling this thankless disease. My dad died of cancer, throat cancer, and my dearest friends, Sue Ludwig and Deb Ziosis, they battled breast cancer and beat it. And are cancer-free, I think, about 7 years now. And obviously, Tiana, took her home at 30 years old. And for a day, you want to just go a little bit harder, be a little bit more passionate. Yeah, you're going to want them because I'm acting a little bit more wild, because I'm always acting wild after a call that was an interesting call. But you're going to have to throw me out of the gym today, because today I'm being all of me, authentically me, because so many people are impacted by this thing, and I want them to know that I left it all out there in my capacity, and I think my team fed off of that today. I certainly know my coaches fed off of that today, and those who are still fighting, fight on. We say that every day. We fight on because there's people out there that's getting on the other side. Linda Lurch is a major supporter. I got here, and she was one of the first people that say, I'm not even just going to support you. I'm going to put my money, my personal money, where my mouth is. I see you. You remind me of some really incredible coaches. I won't tell you the name she used. And she's been with me every step of the way, and she's in the battle of her life right now. And she's going to New York to try to get some more support. So those who know the word of prayer, pray her strength in the Lord. Her name is Linda Lurch.
Harris Pemberton with the Daily Orange. Coach, Clemson's a team that allows opponents just about 8 offensive rebounds a game, and your team dominated the glass today for 18, only allowed 1 offensive rebound for Clemson. So what do you think just makes your team just dominate the glass so well, no matter who's across from them?
We have a story to tell. Our story is important to us. It may not be important to a lot of people, but it's important to us, individually and collectively. And through old boards, you tell your story. I've been that coach since I was a head coach. You might beat us in a lot of things, but if you beat us in rebounding, that's just an effort thing. You zip it down, you put it in, you zip it up. It's your heart. What do you stand for? What are you fighting for? What are you willing to get thrown out of the gym for? Going for an offensive rebound, because that is your commitment to your dream. And so they're good. They really did a great job of trying to block us out, but our story is too important to us for that. We'll allow it to happen.
Coach, how would you describe Sophie's demeanor in the huddle down the stretch?
Poised. She's just so poised, and even if she says something funny, she says, "I just can't." She says some fun stuff. That's a perfect time to just answer that question just like that. She's poised.
Coach, in your experience as a head coach, a win like today for a team that's against a really talented ACC team, a game that they had to fight and they had to battle, what does that do for your team's confidence as you now go towards the end of the regular season and into March?
We're not playing for that. I think our team is confident no matter what. Even if we lose, they don't have that many points. But this game right here it gives us another chance to believe that we can buy another week together. This team is so fun and funny. I was talking to some reporters before at our shoot around, and I couldn't find Uche. I said, wherever she is, she's probably somewhere dancing. And because we had some music going on, and lo and behold, I turn around, she's behind me dancing, and Cam was right next to her. So, and there's such a good group of young ladies. They're a basketball team, but they're great students at 3.262 GPA, and they got great character, and confidence is one thing. We're just trying to buy more time. I can't believe it's February. I want it to be December again, because I just enjoy being around this group of young ladies. I learn something every day. Thank you.
Last couple of questions for Coach. We'll go to Andrew and then
Coach, when you kind of say that stuff, and it kind of reminds me of what you said about that 2024 team. Is there some sort of similarities between those teams that make that buy-in kind of really the same?
There was a few people on that 2024 team, and the way they stepped up through my brain tumor was so impactful. And it brought everybody else in, even though some of them was on the outside, they brought them all in. But there's no underlying reason behind it. They just love each other, and it's all of them. It's all 15 of them. Tonight, I can promise you, Oyin's gonna be cooking dinner for Uche. You know, Dom's gonna have people at her house. Her and Layla probably go out to dinner and talk about the game for 2 hours. And Sophie's gonna be, I mean, you can almost know what they're gonna do. It's just, you don't know who they're gonna hang out with because they're always with somebody else. And that's a sign of a team that's trying to create a sisterhood like I had when I played here, that we still go on vacations together 40 years later.
Last question, Myron.
Coach, Dom only had 6 points today, but how did she impact the game even though she wasn't necessarily scoring?
Plus 8. She just really is not afraid of the moment. And, you know, even though it may not work out, like she's gonna pay for that shirt she ripped because she's just so mad and she didn't realize she ripped. She said, "Oh crap," because she wants it so desperately, you know. And I love a point guard like that. You can calm somebody down if it's in their belly, but if you have to light the fire underneath somebody's feet, it's hard every day. It's easy to coach Dom because I always got to calm her down, and she's really telling her story. That's something really special. 2 teams never had a chance to play and come here, and she dominates and going to take us arguably to next step. So thank you so much for all you guys do. Appreciate you so much. God bless. Godspeed.
Thank you, Coach.
Clemson head coach Sean Hopkins.